3, 2, 1, go.
Nice.
Liz, the floor is yours.
Nice. All right. Let's bring down the mood.
Wow, look at that. Wow, you said that the lights changed.
He's checking my microphone for anyone wondering. Still looking good back there? Awesome. Okay. Well, hi. Welcome to Feels Time with Liz. I am part of Dawn Guard and have been participating in Desert Bus for
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
10 years. And I started participating in Desert Bus because it's something that is fun and silly and dumb, but also supports Child's Play Charity, which is a charity event or charity that I care about for my own reasons. Child's Play donates money, games, toys to children's hospitals, domestic shelters. They basically connect with kids who are going through trauma. And I fully support that. So my story is, when I was 11 years old, they being I think it was my school teacher, noticed that I had like a weird lump on my neck, and I had no idea at that time like what that would mean. I went into the hospital and they did a biopsy, and it turned out it was cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And I look back now on that experience, and I was so like young, naive as a kid should be, or like that traumatic experience did not impact me because I had nothing really to compare it to. I just sort of wanted to be a kid. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to like go to the mall with my friends. I wanted to play video games. I wanted to do normal kid stuff, but instead I found myself going through 6 months of chemotherapy and 2 months of radiation treatment. But the first half of that experience, I was able to stay in school. And I don't know if engineering has a photo of my 6th grade school picture, but it definitely was an experience that sort of set me apart from the rest of the kids that I was that were my peers. The hospital was very cool. There's me. Little me. I have no eyebrows or eyelashes or hair, but I thought that bandana made it look like I was just normal. I did not have an understanding of what it actually looked like until many years later. So it was hard for me to make friends. People at school, like, they weren't mean, but they were kids too, and they didn't understand, and there was very much of an other. So I felt isolated, and to really bring that home, if I got sick, like even a cold, I would have to go to the hospital and be isolated because the chemo, the medicine, the life-saving medicine that was fighting the cancer was also fighting my body and my body's ability to heal itself and defend against colds or other sickness. So I ended up in the hospital, in Children's Hospital in Seattle, in isolation for quite a few times. I think back on that time and I still wanted to be a kid. There was a small window. Maybe I just wasn't as sick as I was the other times, but I remember if I put a mask on, they let me go out. And I remember running up and down the hall with other kids, and like we jump on our like IV rollers and like like roll down the hallways of like wee, even though it's like attached to everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because it's just like we wanted to just be kids. The intensity, the importance, how close I was to not surviving that experience. I didn't understand at that time. What I wanted to do was play and hang out with friends, but a lot of the times in the hospital I was by myself. I love my parents and they did a lot to support me, but they couldn't be there all the time. Every time I tell this story, my mom's like, "We tried." I'm like, "Mom, it's not about you." No, I appreciate that. But one day, someone had donated a television, a Super Nintendo, and a game or two. But the game I remember was Super Mario Brothers. And they had this assembled cart, and they rolled it into my room, and it was like the coolest thing. It was like Christmas. Oh my gosh, I get to play video games. And for a short amount of time, when I got to play that game, I was just a kid. I didn't have to think about like how I looked different or how I was tired all the time. Like I got to be just a kid playing a video game. And that made a huge impact on my life. Before Desert Bus, the fact about me that most people didn't know was that I had cancer as a kid. It wasn't something I really told people. It's not like a fun like, hey, trivia about Liz. And so coming here and just realizing how much this connected to who I am and who I want to be in this world, I got the opportunity to help out with Desert Bus, and here I am 10 years later. Wanting to let all of us know, like, out there that this money makes a difference for a kid. Because it made a difference for me. And it's rough. I am so happy that I have the memories that are playing video games at the hospital. Something I don't really talk about often is the side effects of childhood cancer. Because I was taking medications, chemo, that was ravaging my body while I was about to go through puberty. Like one of the side effects for that is chronic pain and fatigue problems, and that's something that I experience now in my life all the time. Fortunately, moving to Los Angeles with the warm weather has really helped. But I think about that little kid who didn't know what this impact would be, and thank you. Yeah. And I look at that experience, and I was able to have good memories of being a kid because of the support. And another thing that is coming up recently, as fun anecdote as I told earlier about fertility treatment, like I want to have a family someday. And one of the side effects of having chemo when at that age is there's a chance, they told my parents, there's a chance I won't be able to have kids. And that's something that I don't really know until you like try, and I haven't even thought about that until recently as something that I really actually wanted to look at. But another thing is that I just have like a low egg reserve, like early onset menopause, and it's like the gift that keeps giving, of something that is impacting my life every day. And I don't really talk about that part, but I just I want to share what that impact is, and it is rough. But I get to share the story with friends, and I get to share the story with you and show what it is that we're donating for. And I appreciate that. So I have a couple of more photos to show. We can just go through. I think there's like a pink bandana one. Just wanted to show you that I was able to mix it up there. See, I'm just like taking a picture with a camera because I want to just like be a human. And the next picture, I look like Graham. No, my hair is coming back in. That's me with my dad. That was, so the chemotherapy, the medications, all my hair fell out. But when that stopped, my hair started to grow back, and then I did radiation treatment, which really helped. Like just make sure that we zip that off. I should say, other than the side effects, I've been in remission since I was a kid. Like nothing has come back. That treatment was successful. I mean, it was probably partially the video games, I really think. But like the whole experience, I didn't have to go through that again, and that I just want to make sure everyone knows. Usually when I tell the story is like I had cancer when I was a kid, I'm fine, and then continuing to like go through the story again. And then the last photo is the one that just really hits home because I was 10 years old, And I was doing radiation. In order to do a radiation treatment, you had to get in the exact spot and not move so that they could target it. And they made this creepy ass mask that was my face that then just sort of locked it into place. Which for years after, I hung on the wall and hung earrings on it. And kind of just really owned that, I guess. Now it's terrifying. And it just, I think of young me, I think of other kids that I know. My nephew is about that age, and just having someone like that go through that experience, it's rough, and you can't take that away. You can't say like, hey, I'm gonna go through this for you because you're just a kid. But what you can do is donate and support. So I'm gonna okay. That is my story. Now hug me!
Throw a long comment.
Hi, friend.
James, I'm not done.
Yeah, my back is though. Refill?
Thank you.
I might take one if you wouldn't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
Please,
where's
thank you,
everyone?
Carrie. Do you need a?
I'm good.
Yeah, this is unfortunately a story that a lot of people in our audience are also relating to, which also just goes to show how many of us have been affected by this, and also how many of us have been helped by this as well.
Yeah. I can't read the chat during this because I just it's not just Phil's time of Liz, it's Phil's time with Liz.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful because there's human suffering is a part of life. I think that is, no matter who you are, where you are, or how much money you have, or wherever you are, that is a part of it, and it is nice to not feel so alone in that, and that this is a space where we can connect and realize that we are not alone.
Thank you for making yourself vulnerable and sharing this every year. Honestly, it's very lucky.
If you ever want a break from 1 year, we could just rerun.
We can get Jason
Maybe
to
we
make
could
a highlight reel.
highlight reel from all 10 years. Maybe play them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, what if it's
Stand up.
one of those lapses? Yeah, or you just cut them on top of each other. And are there any
Yeah, there
patterns?
you go.
Right, Liz crying in a bunch of different outfits
Yeah.
over the course of time.
Over a decade, yeah.
Decade.
Where they center the photo on your eyes and then they just morph through the different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Just
Yeah.
one tear, but at different faces down the face.
We'll give you a little bit of behind the scenes. Often we talk about, all right, Liz is going to tell her story. How do we recover the energy afterwards? And I've got it right here. Can Liz tell her story? We'd like to know it's important. Completed.
Aw.
Yay.